Josh Giddey has been the savior of the Chicago Bulls. Guys, this dude, time in and time out now for the past 2 seasons, has proved me wrong. I was frustrated with the trade when we gave up Caruso, more so because we didn't get any draft compensation. But now this dude, Giddy, man, I ain't gonna lie, he's completely changed the culture of this team. He's changed the way that we play on the offensive end, and I think it's maximizing our talent that we have right now. So we're gonna dive into what has made Josh Giddey so special and what has made him the savior of the Chicago Bulls. And I actually want to start with something a little bit different, and it's his scoring. I think the biggest thing that has helped with Giddey's development as a scorer, quite frankly, has been the confidence he plays with. If you just look at some of these plays throughout the game, right, I love to Giddy immediately looks back to register, okay, Grimes is back there, Embiid's back there, I can take this shot, right? I think there's a confidence in the game that the Bulls have instilled in him and that he is now instilling in his teammates, but we'll get into the teammates part more later. Again, I love here the utilization of the pick and roll because now you're forcing Embiid to come down to the level with Vooch, and then he can just take that little floater, right? Again, I think where Giddy is at his best is when he can get down to the basket. I think he's starting to take more and more advantage of it, and even then, I think if we want him at his best, he needs to continue to play aggressive. If he starts getting passive, I think that's when everything will come downhill. But I love a play like this, right? Look at just the burst. He just starts running. By the way, I can't even lie. The hair, masterfully flowing. No cap. It's going to sound like Lays. But bro, that wind is... It's like a movie, dog. I'm sorry. But gets the tough scoop layup. And I think, again, just the way that Giddy's been playing has been so tough and aggressive that I think the Bulls as a whole have started to play more aggressive and have started to really make sure you're getting to your spots. And I love the way they're able to spread the floor, and he can just confidently set himself in place and not settle, right? He'll take the three ball that the defense is giving up to him and force them to respect it. And I love this defense, by the way. We do got to talk about that later as well, but just look at the heads up play. All right, Walker cuts. Joel thinks he's pulled off this nice little look around. Giddy gets the swat, goes down, does a good job of waiting. And again, now Maxi's there. No one can really contend with the scoop. Again, I just think the way he's working in the PNR and the way that he's been fighting these past few games, and especially in, last season, I think now that Giddy's been playing aggressive, we're seeing what people were high on him in the draft for. Because then once you're aggressive, your playmaking can open up versus when you're passive and right, people know you're just looking to pass and play make, you're going to get exposed in a different way because as a scorer, they're not going to respect you. But then, right, this is clutch time. Just look at this, breaks it down, gets Grimes to come up to him at the level and gets the bucket. And this is after 2 Matthias shots, quite frankly, horrible dunk attempts. But he goes, give me the ball, I'm going to take us home, and we're going to get out of this. But then I want to talk about the teammates. Josh Giddey has enabled this Bulls team to become something different and something special. I think this Bulls team would look significantly worse if we didn't have Josh Giddey on it. And I'm sure you could be like, well, Emser, that's obvious. You've been playing your best player. Yes, but I think part of it's also because the way he's been getting everyone to really maximize their roles, right? I love this little dump out pass when Cat collapses to Okoro. Then you're going to get plays like that. It's just the patience that Giddy plays with, and it's similar to Halliburton. I don't think it's as good as Halliburton, but it's the way that he gets this team to either play with tempo or what he can do when everybody sort of slows down. Like, he really just controls the flow, and I think he's really good at changing that flow, right? Like, this is a great job here. You get Shamet on you, Herder cuts, Brunson's not really paying attention, and he gets to the back shoulder, and at that point, Herder has a wide open layup. But it's the way that this Bull team, basically everybody plays together, that this team has been so good. Like, every night you're going to have, 4 to 5 double-digit scorers, and it's because, again, Giddy doesn't necessarily play uber, like, he's not a Steph Curry. He's not a Giannis. He's not a Jokic even at times. Like, he doesn't play like, I'm going to get up 20 to, 15 to 20 shots a night, and then we're going to win. No, it's I might put up 12 shots, but we're going to win because I got other dudes with 16 to 20 and I'm at 15 myself. Like here, again, this is why aggressiveness matters. Giddy drives, Clarkson collapses, the whole defense comes in because he's committed to going to the rim. And then Patrick Williams, who I'm not going to get started on him, but is left wide open for the three ball. That is how you want to create, right? And again, the way he can operate out of the pick and roll, the ways he gets those corner guys open, I just think Giddy does a good job of waiting for the best look possible, because I love here too, Smith is trailing and Towns collapsed. So then Smith is able to get the wide open three. It's just Giddy is able now to really create some gravity because he's been playing more aggressive, and that is dangerous. Like, this is just the sheer talent that Giddy has as a passer, which I think we've all sort of known about, right? Smith here gets stuck with the smaller guy. McBride had already kind of committed then going back to Matthias, and Cat's just, yeah, he's being Cat. But this Bulls team is playing so good because of the way that Giddy has basically facilitated us. The way that he has been able to force everybody to, or not force, but get everybody to their proper spot and then utilize their talents to the best of their abilities. Because again, he has been playing aggressive, so he's forcing the defense to react, and he then can manipulate the way that others are moving, right? The way he gets us the three balls, the way that we're able to get back into things. And even defensively, I think we're starting to see Giddy has been not unlocked, but really starting to put in an effort, and we'll look into that right now. Giddy as a defender, I think, has really been putting in effort. And again, this Bulls team has been a really good defense so far for the most part, right? And some of this is just bad passing from Cat, but I think it's the idea that these guys are always active and moving. This Bulls team has been active. At times, we've been slipping up, by the way, with the three ball, so that is a concern I have for us in the future. But even moments like this, like, I love that Giddy slows everything down and recognizes it, right? Like, Brunson goes, and they see the screen, right? And Giddy basically goes to immediately disrupt it because Cat doesn't try and close off the ball, and then he gets to go into transition. And let's just look at a couple more plays here. I think where Giddy's really been unlocked is he's been really good at attacking the passing lanes. Like, even here, right, he does a good job getting the ball off from Cam Johnson and starts to push into transition. Again, I think this Bulls team, we saw, especially last night, when defense turns into offense, this team is as deadly as just about any in the league. Now, is this team contenders? No. But I think that what this team has been doing has been spearheaded by a guy that, myself included, didn't really think he could do, right? I think we all thought he could be a good player, and some people even doubted that. But he has really helped take this team to the next level, and we're going to talk about that here. So after a red-hot start from my Chicago Bulls, going 6-1, baby. Come on, we're here. But I think, is Giddy an MVP caliber player? No. Should he be in those conversations? Actually, somewhat, to be honest. I mean, the dude's averaging a 23-point triple-double on extremely good efficiencies. But, I mean, there are dudes like Luka, Shea, Giannis, Jokic, take whoever you want, that Wemby, right? Like, those five are all going to be over him. But I think, more than anything, Giddy deserves some respect, and I, even as a basketball content creator and Bulls fan or whatever, was hesitant to give him that at times. Now, again, I don't think he was ever a bum. I want to make that very clear. It was never that level of, like, I think what Giddy has been able to do on both ends of the floor has helped change his team, right? Because I think the idea is Giddy's not really a slouch on defense. Now, again, is he Marcus Smart or is he some, Derek White on defense? Absolutely not. But I do think that this team offensively is only able to be this way because of Josh, because he's an unselfish player and he is basically instilled to everyone else to play unselfish basketball, versus before when we had Levine and DeRozan, and not saying that these guys are inherently selfish, but they need the ball to be able to be at their best, right? I think because Giddy's playing unselfish, Matthias, Vucevic, some of these dudes are starting to have either resurgences or, leaps, like I talked about in the last video with Matthias. He is showing that he can will this team to really start to change and better and develop. Like, this dude really is a cornerstone, and I never made a video on it, but I was more than okay with the deal that we gave him. I think that 4 years, 20 or 25 is perfect. I don't understand how people don't like that deal. I think considering what he's been doing now, we're looking like we really pulled off something smart here. So I have to commend Josh Giddey, man. He has been an excellent basketball player, and we might need to have some conversations about how good he really is in the future. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Giddy, what we're seeing here, is legit? Now, I don't know if the three ball is going to stay at this high of a percentage, but man, I don't think it's going to fall off to 31 or 32. If it comes down to 36, 35, and he's still at 4 or 5 a game, that's a damn good shooter. I think Josh Giddey deserves our respect. So as always, guys, this was Enter No Hoops. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the description below or in the comment section below. As always, guys, I appreciate you for coming by. Have a good one. Peace out.